Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Cheryl Abram, and thank you so much for viewing my talk on reimagining cyber. So I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Okay, so this talk is about the evolution of cybersecurity. A little bit about me. My name is Cheryl Abram. I work in cyber policy. I'm an author, mother, veteran. I'm a content creator on YouTube, various blogs in various magazines. I'm also a mentor. I'm a curriculum developer. I do a whole bunch of stuff, okay, related to cyber, cyber policy, and cyber training. So the topics I want to cover with you today are, I want to frame the problem first, then talk about the current solutions in cybersecurity, why they won't work, and then I want to present to you all a new frame, okay, and a new way of seeing and defining cybersecurity. First of all, though, we need to get an understanding of what framing is and why I say framing, because framing is very important. Framing is the way that we see the world, and the way that we see reality dictates and greatly influences the actions that we take, okay? And that applies in every single situation. You may have heard of growth mindset and fixed mindset. Well, this is about framing, okay? So as you'll see in the example here, if you have a mindset or a frame that failure is an opportunity to grow, then that's gonna dictate what you do when you make a mistake or when you fail. Okay, versus having a frame that failure is the limit of my abilities. Failure means I cannot do this thing. So what kind of decisions and actions are you going to take with that kind of frame? All right, so it's very important moving forward, because you're going to see, I'm going to reference that as I go through the presentation. So the frame problem in cybersecurity, this is what the problem is, okay? Cybersecurity threats and trends, we can find this all over the internet, okay? All of the different things that hackers are doing to try to steal our information, okay? And the things that cyber professionals need to do to protect that information. I was actually a victim of hacking, okay? And this is a copy of the email that I no longer have that the hacker sent me. Once they hacked into my stuff. So I ended up having to, cancel Amazon and my bank accounts and credit card, all that stuff. It was terrible, okay? It was like, I think March or April of 2019 that this happened. And it was a terrible, terrible experience, all right? Now you'll see in these slides that I have a picture of a frame. This is all leading to how I, and many of us, see and experience cybersecurity, okay? Here's another frame, very major frame. Cybersecurity, the cyberspace, right, is a place of war, all right? It's a terrible place. You got the dark web and all that, and a whole bunch of nefarious things happen in cyberspace, okay, with the hackers and all that stuff that's going on, all right? So the frame we have of what cybersecurity is that it's about mitigation of risk and protection of systems and the information and data that's in those systems. Now, this document, the compilation of existing cybersecurity and information security related definitions, right now, this document has close to 900 different definitions of cybersecurity, okay? But the thing they all have in common is that cyber is about protection of systems and the data and information within it, okay? Those frames, all of those frames have us, we see cyber as this. You got hackers and attacks, and there's networks, and of course the internet, and there's a whole bunch of groups working to get, warfare is in there, right? You see offensive, defensive, there's cyber crime, and okay, all of these things have come from the frame we use today to describe cybersecurity and the experience we feel we have in cyberspace, all right? We even have whole live video of attacks. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. You know, I really like how they present this information, talks about the types of attacks and all that. I actually have it as a link here to see if I can pull it up really quickly so we can see the live attacks, right? So this is our frame. You know, it's war out there, as you can see, right? It's literally war out there, all right? And this is the way that we've come to know and experience cyberspace for the most part, okay? A large majority of it is about this, okay? Back to my slides. Okay. Back to my slideshow. All right, so as I get back to the slideshow, to the next slide. So there, because of the way we're currently framing it, right, that dictates how we respond to it, okay? And some of the things that we do to respond to it are here. So this is Katie Arrington, right? She's a CISO in Department of Defense, and she is the lead person working to get us back to, she's working on the CMMC model, cybersecurity maturity model. This is crazy. I don't know how to get back to this other thing. So we'll just do it this way, okay? So as a response to being attacked all the time, we have IT and information security certifications through CompTIA and, you know, all these other vendors. Hackathons, we hear about privacy laws, frameworks, cybersecurity organizations have been stood up like just for cybersecurity, right? Within and outside of government, okay? Now, cybersecurity is actually defined as the 5th operational domain of warfare, okay? Along with the other services, the Army, Marine. So we have air, space, land, cybersecurity, and something else, okay? So this is the way it's framed. Cyber is the activity or process. Now this is from NICE, the Institute for National Institute for Cybersecurity Education, and NIST, okay? That's a part of NIST. So this is how it's framed right now, okay? Now there's 2 problems that I see with this framing. The first is moral, the second is economic, okay? Now, in school, we learned about manifest destiny. This is the 19th century philosophy that the expansion of the US, of North and South America, was destined. It was, and anything that was done for us to fulfill our destiny was okay. It was justified, all right? Now, some good things came out of manifest destiny. Like I currently live in a state called Virginia, you know, because of the things that were done. However, unimaginable atrocities happen because when you frame something as this is my destiny, think of Thanos, okay? He even said, and it does not matter what you have to do to get that thing done because you feel like this is your destiny, okay? When we feel like cybersecurity, the cyber domain is war, okay? Then whatever we have to do to protect ourselves and our families or whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? It's war out there, okay? That dictates, you know, the things that we do. So that's the moral side of it. Now the economic, if you look at this table, how our personal data generates wealth. Wealth, this is the data, okay? We volunteer some data, some is observed, inferred. Personal data creation, how we create data, you know, through these devices and with the information, with IoT, we're generating it even more. And we're generating it even more and at a younger age, okay? Our children generate so much information and data, all right? Then it's stored, then it's produced, you know, into something useful, of some instrumental value. And then over here in consumption, these are the folks who benefit. okay? There's no hackers in this consumption. Okay, who's in this consumption area right here? Yeah, exactly, all right? Now, why will the current privacy laws, hackathons, red teams, blue teams, all that stuff, why won't those work alone? I'm not saying do away with them. I'm saying centering cyber on attack and war and defending, why won't that work? This guy did a TED Talk called The Art of Misdirection, okay? He changed his whole shirt. He took off his shirt and put on another shirt during his talk, okay? And at the end, he had the audience, he asked the audience, like, do you like my shirt, all right? And when he did that, so I'm listening to him the whole time. He's talking about the art of misdirection, how he used to pick pockets and stuff. Until he said it, I did not notice that he had on a different shirt than when he first came on the stage. Listen, go look at this TED Talk, okay? Because this is what's happening right now in the cyber domain, all right? There's misdirection going on, okay? We're being told, look at the hackers, the dark web, they're getting your stuff, they're breaking into Equifax, they get, that's what's going on. While a whole other thing is happening on this side that we don't even see, right? Because our attention is somewhere else. So we need to evolve the problem, okay, to a human rights frame. Now, this is still a frame. It's just a frame you make with your own fingers, okay? Irene, I don't know how to pronounce NG, so please forgive me. She wrote an article called The Nation of the Internet, Stop Fighting for Privacy, Start Fighting for Economic Power. And in that article, she says, a fight for privacy is a fight for scraps, okay? A fight for privacy is a fight for scraps because there's more going on here. So rather than fighting for scraps, we need a new definition of cybersecurity that is not centered on war, okay? But that is centered on security and rights of people rather than IT systems and the information within, okay? Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights says everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person, right? This is how cyber should be centered, in my opinion, okay? So that begins with redefining information, all right? And knowing what information is not just ones and zeros, all right? It's a powerful energy source, just like natural resources, right? And it's something that it's organic, okay? Because we generate it. We use the technology and devices to generate it, okay? Whether that's a pencil and a piece of paper, all right? Or whether that's a computer. Then we need to redefine security. Here, I've defined security as our freedom and capacity to control and act on our own information, okay? Security is not something that is done to you by cyber professionals or law enforcement professionals or whomever, okay? Security is our freedom and capacity to control things and act on it. So without security, we cannot fully exercise our human rights, and without human rights, we cannot fully exercise our security. So what would this look like, this new definition, this new way of looking at information and security? A legal and normative shift in data ownership, okay? Ownership and control of our personal information is in our hands, right? And we have the ability to say who can and cannot use it and for how long and for what purpose, okay? It may mean end-to-end encryption and programs that aren't just about recognizing, phishing links and stuff, right? It's actually about treating your data as a resource, okay? As something that can generate wealth, for the user. Informed consent of the population and ensuring that more than the voices of security professionals are heard when we're talking about data and information, okay? That's what it could look like. Now, some people are already doing this, right? The evolution has started. There are really good signs, okay? And these are some of the things. Internet Governance Forum, where they had people in the room who were not just security people, okay? The Global Conference on Cyberspace is another thing. The Hub of All Things is an actual application, you know, and movement to have you own your own data, you know, and be able to manipulate it the way that you want to. So when centered on human rights, what is cybersecurity? Think about what's going on in the world right now, okay, and the call for human rights to be recognized, not given, okay? Because you cannot give what you don't have. Nobody has your or my human rights, okay? We always possess them. What we're asking for is for them to recognize, wake up and recognize what we already have and treat us that way. Cybersecurity, when centered on human rights, is not what it is today. That's all I'm not going to give you a definition of it, but I'm going to tell you, and you can see that it's not what it is today. Thank you so much for listening to this talk. You can connect with me. You can email me at epiphany@gmail. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. My YouTube channel is Cyber Training with Epiphany. You can go there and visit me, and you can also follow my Cyber Salama blog. Thank you so much for being here with me. This was a lot of fun, and I hope to talk to you all again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.